As you can see, there is a significant difference in how those are shaped. Hey everyone, I am looking to start refurbishment, cleanup and refurbishment of my Lisle drill grinder today, and I started to dismantle this so I could get it in my ultrasonic cleaning tank, and what do I find? Mr. Pete, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Engineers will design a pin in a blind hole. No corresponding hole on this side to get that pin out to remove. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to put more light on this. You see that pin right there? That pin, which holds in this rod, is driven into a blind hole. I don't guess I'll be taking that rod out of that mechanism. I will dismantle it as far as I can, and as you can see, it's a little dirty, but I will dismantle it as far as I can, especially taking that scale off if I can, and then get as much of this as I can into my ultrasonic cleaning tank and get all this grime off of it. This other part down on the other end should just slide right off. But that's what I'm going to be working on today. As my shop is unheated, I'm going to try to do some dismantling on this indoors today at my wife's kitchen table. Yep, that just slides right off. I'll further disassemble that when I get it in there. Don't know if you can see that, but that's bent. I'll have to straighten that out. Now let's look at this piece. I'm going to try not to drive any pins out of this thing. Washer. Right. Just trying to see which way those pins are driven in there. It's not all the way through that side, so it probably drives back out that way. This one, on the other hand, looks to drive out opposite. And let's take the rest of this off. I'm not going to put that in the ultrasonic tank, as that would take that scale right off there. I will gingerly clean that by hand. Yep, that is a pin in a blind hole. Only an engineer would do something like that. You know, a man that works on these things is not going to do that. And since an engineer will never get his hands dirty to work on something like this, he doesn't care. If you haven't figured out by now, after watching my videos, I have worked with a lot of engineers, but very few of them have ever earned my respect. There's only one that I can think of. Lee, if you're watching me up in Alaska, buddy, you earned my respect. Need my pin punches. Before anybody gets too upset. Yes, I know this is not the proper tool, but I've got like 5 sets of these little cheap screwdrivers. So if this doesn't drive out real easy, I'll stop and go get my pin punches. And it doesn't look like it's going to move, so I'll take it out in the shop. And drive out those 2 pins. Or I could just leave it together, because the ultrasonic tank will clean that just the way it is. What I'm probably going to have to do is just drop this end into the tank, probably in that fashion right there, and let it do its thing. I'll put all those other parts in there too. Well, ran these through the ultrasonic cleaner, and it has removed the worst of it from these. You got a brass brush here somewhere, or steel brush rather, I'm sorry. And I'm going to take that and run over these parts. See if I can knock some more of the worst of it off, and then repaint these. hope you can see that. And let me get it up here. Get it. Up is down and back is right and left is forward. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but before I put this in, took a small jeweler's triangle file and marked the location of this scale that's on here in case it came off. I didn't get it under the water in the tank, so I don't think I hurt it. And there's a perfect example of what will happen in the ultrasonic tank. See that paint on that aluminum? It is scale the most of it off, and the rest of it will scale off pretty easy. Some of this is going to need some more brushing to get it cleaned up, and so we'll get back with you. We got more parts to go in. As you can see, I'm out here today with, I'm hoping you can see that, parts from my Lisle drill grinder. I don't know how good this lighting is, but I've got this ready to paint. I know it looks a little odd, but that's the best way I could figure out to tape it off for painting. Mr. Pete used a green hammer tone on his, but I like the gray hammer tone, so that's what I'm going to go with mine, even though originally it came with the green hammer tone. So what we're going to do is give this just a light tack coat. Give that a few seconds to kind of tack up. That'll be better. Turn this up so I can see where everything's at. Yeah, I'm hoping you can see that good enough. Almost looks like somebody hanging there. Okay, now we're going to give it another coat. Sorry I got out of frame there. I've had my shoulders operated on, and it gets kind of hard to hold pieces of metal up like that sometimes. That's why I lowered the camera there a minute ago. It looks like a couple of places I need to get. Let's come right up under here. Right up under there. Okay, I think that's got that piece. Now this one is part of the bar that holds the drill while you're doing the grinding. It's in pretty good shape. There was one little place, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but right here on this corner, somebody had hit it on the grinding wheel once. Messed up the little thin sheet metal piece that helped you align the drill, so I ordered new ones. I've got 5 of those now. I'll probably never damage another one in my lifetime. So here we go. Now this is showing a hammer tone better than that other piece. There we go. Don't know if you can see that or not, but that's showing a much better hammer tone on this piece than the other piece. I think I'm through with this piece. Now, when I clean these pieces, I ran them through my ultrasonic cleaner with some Dawn dishwashing detergent and distilled water, and they cleaned up pretty nice. I still had to do a little bit of brushing with my Dremel and a stainless steel brush. Don't know if you can see that, but that is showing a nice hammer tone. Get this up to where I can see it using my right hand. I think I'm going to hit that surface right there one more time. And it is showing some hammer tone on it too, so there we go. I think we got that one. Wait a minute, need to come up from the bottom. Didn't get the bottom good. Well, we got it now. Sorry I keep getting out of frame with you. Hey, Patchy Boo. As you saw earlier, I disassembled the Lisle drill grinder part of it, and I used a hammer tone gray. I think Mr. Pete used a hammer tone green on his, but I much prefer the gray. I'm a machine gray kind of guy. I like the machine gray color. I'm trying the hammer tone to see how that works out on this. If I like it, I will use it on my lathe when I repaint it. If not, then I would just use the regular machine gray. I noticed during disassembly there are a couple of key pieces missing to this drill grinder that I have contacted Lisle Corporation to see if they still have on hand. Now, they don't manufacture the 91,000 anymore, but they still have parts available. I recently ordered 5 of the little lip guides, lip stops that go on it, because somebody had touched this one to the grinder, and as soon as I find where my wife moved those to, I will be installing a new one on this drill grinder. May wind up having to order 5 more, who knows. Anyway, as we go through the reassembly, you'll be able to see where the missing parts are. Let's get started. Got to pull a couple of pins out. I didn't want to lose those, so I just never took them all the way out. Drove them back far enough to get the part out, and then I pushed them back into place. And what we have here, being reinstalling it this direction, this piece goes here, which is the clamp for the drill. Then we have the screw and the nut that holds that on. So let's go ahead and put the screw on. Put that in there and get the pin started. There we go. Well, I had a ball peen hammer here. I don't know why my wife finds it unacceptable for me to work at the kitchen table. I just don't understand that. Is your wife like that? Well, I'm about to get totally over my bacterial infection. My strength is coming back. My wife told me the other night I looked like I had good color. I said that's probably because I'm burning up from the fact you've got the thermostat set up to 900 degrees. But anyway. Keep Mama happy, everybody will be happy. I'll finish driving those in off camera. Oh, let me get over here where you can actually see what I'm doing. I just drove this pin in to hold the drill clamp. I pushed this pin in to hold the screw for the drill clamp. Got that much done. This little piece goes. This little piece goes right in here. Oh, that piece I'm going to have to clean up a little more before I reinstall it. I didn't want to put that in my ultrasonic tank because of the drill size guide here. I didn't want that to come off, so I'm going to take that and clean it up so we can reinstall it. It's a little dirty. I cleaned that up off camera over here at the sink. I've got an old electric toothbrush that'll probably do a pretty good job on that without taking the label off. Hey, Patsy Boo. Oh, buddy. Am I out here talking to myself?